Hello, everyone. Welcome to Urbanscape Lifestyle. And let's go to Goa. As we set foot in Goa, the warm air of the sea welcomed us in the wee hours of the morning. And it was a struggle finding a reasonably priced cab. So, my suggestion for those who are left in the lurch finding a cab is that walk away from the airport, walk a little towards the highway, and you may get a generous cabbie who would offer you a more reasonable ride. So, we took this cab to Panaji for just 500 rupees and we reached Panaji bus stand. And there you would get many buses to your final destination. So, we boarded a rickety bus that took us to our first destination, that is Candolim. Candolim is a town that has some cool shops, eateries, and of course a beautiful beach. If you are looking for a more city vibe, Candolim is your go-to place. So in Candolim, we stayed in a super budgeted hotel that was run by a sweet old lady, but I don't want to reveal its name because it had some cockroach and lizard situation, but was an experience nonetheless. So that very evening, we visited the Aguada fort, which provided a picturesque backdrop to what we were about to experience in sunny Goa. This fort was built by the Portuguese in 1612 as a defense against the Dutch. The name Aguada, which in Portuguese means water, comes from the fact that this was a source of fresh water for ships that sailed by. This structure is one of the oldest lighthouses in Asia, and with this fresh whitewash work, it stands bright and tall amidst the brown brick tapestry. But please make sure you come before 4 in the evening to enjoy the view because they close the gate very early at 5 pm. The area is a little stranded compared to the bustling Candolim, so make prior transport arrangements. From a little bit of history, we move on to the present. My favorite thing, food. Candolim has some great places to eat, but the two places that stood out for me were the Caravella Cafe and the Kokum Curry. The Caravella had one of the best English breakfasts I've had, and the owner was quite chatty and friendly. If you come here, you must try their rose omelette that I tried for the first time ever. And this cheesecake is to live for. And the best part about this cafe was that it was queer friendly. I was so disappointed with the stale seafood that was served in many famous restaurants in Candolim, but Kokum Curry stood out with their sumptuous fish thali that had the freshest kingfish served. A must try if you come to Candolim. We did a lot of walking to digest all the food we slathered down our throat. As we walked, we went to the Kalangut beach, and if you are not a fan of crowds, you may want to give this beach a miss. And the most annoying part was after every few minutes you'd have men approaching you with unsolicited requests. The next day, we took another bus to Anjuna, and here we stayed in a mid-segment hotel called Anameva. To our surprise, they upgraded us to this deluxe room. I would definitely suggest this hotel for its comfortable stay. When in Anjuna, remember it is better you hire a dedicated cab or even better a bike, and we learnt this the hard way. The beach was disappointing and the food equally so. The first thing that stood out to me here was the scrap store that sold some beautiful wooden artifacts, and I also bought some for my new home. Carrying this in the plane was a task because you will have to check this in. So if you travel by car or bus, it is more convenient. You can find this store if you walk less than a kilometer from Anameva. Then the next best thing around Anjuna was the Vagatha beach that was exquisite with its peaking boulders and less intense waters. This undoubtedly is my favorite beach in Goa after Palolem. And for a final day, we saw ourselves back in Candolim. The charm was simply irresistible, and we decided to stay in a more plush setting this time. The Hyatt Centric, which was more of a business hotel with big rooms. The food here was great, and the final day was spent just relaxing and soaking in the indomitable, welcoming spirit of Goa. And with this, we've come to the end of my first ever voice video on this channel that will showcase travel, food and living in its very honest form. Thank you for watching, and please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. So until we meet again, goodbye.